Welcome to the curriculum event for Jones College Prep for the 2021-2022 school year. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the course scheduling process, any updates to the courses for next year, and sort of things to keep in mind when you think about selecting courses for the next school year. I want to start by talking about the graduation requirements. To graduate from CPS, you need 24 credits. Most of our students will end up with 28 credits at the end of their senior year because they would have taken 7 classes a year, which means they would end up with 28 credits. There are some situations where students do not get 28 credits due to the program they're in, and therefore 24 is what's needed to graduate. So there is about 4 credits worth of wiggle room in our curriculum. To graduate from CPS, you not only need the 24 credits, but you need certain amount of credits in each content area. So you need 4 years of English credit, 3 years of science credit, 3 years of social science credit, 3 years of math, 2 years of the same world language, 2 years of art, and that can be in the visual and or performing art category. It does not have to be the same art. 2 years of PE, although students are enrolled in PE for 4 years, only 2 will count towards graduation. 1 year of computer science, 1 semester health credit, and then some non-credit graduation requirements, which is consumer ed. Students need to take the public law test, 2 service learning projects, driver's ed, and then learn, plan, succeed, a plan. So whatever their post-secondary plan is, we need evidence of that and upload it into our system. And then an SAT test, which is administered junior year, sometime usually in April. So those are the graduation requirements that are required to graduate from CPS. When it comes to rising senior year schedule, so current juniors, we advise them that they need to enroll in the following classes. English 4, because English is 4-year requirement, it's required that students take English 4, PE 4, or a PE waiver. So as I said before, students need to be enrolled in 4 years of PE. Since only 2 years is required for graduation, we do offer a PE waiver, but those are only for eligible students, and I'll talk about that eligibility in just a minute. If students are enrolled in the CTE program, so for CTE Law or Engineering, they'd have to take the 4th year of that class as a senior, and then 5 additional electives for a non-CTE student, or 4 additional electives for a CTE student. And these electives should include computer science. If there's no waiver for CTE students, you do get a waiver. For non-CTE students, you have to take computer science. So it should include computer science, an art class if you haven't met that requirement, a language class if you haven't met that requirement. I will go over the computer science waiver for CTE students in just a minute as well. Just a point to note, senior year courses will be sent out to colleges with other application documents at the beginning of the school year. So first semester starts, and we do send out transcripts and other documents for seniors. A list of their current schedule will go out at that time. So it's really important that we have all the right classes registered for first semester, because when a college sees that, with their application, and if that were to change for any reason, they would question why the change occurred. So just for parents of rising seniors to know that's important. For juniors or current sophomores, this is what we are going to be advising them to register for. So all students will have to take English 3 who are juniors. You have a choice as a junior of biology or AP biology, math 4 or higher. Civics or AP government would fulfill the social science requirement. In civics or AP government, students will be earning their 2nd service learning project, which you saw is a graduation requirement. PE 3 or a PE waiver. If you are in a CTE course, then you would take the CTE course or an elective, and then another elective for students, or if they wanted to complete their computer science credit at that time, they could do that. For current freshmen or rising sophomores, this is what we advise. It's English 2. Students will earn their first service learning project in English 2. Chemistry or AP chemistry. AP chemistry students did have to fill out a survey, and that is by recommendation only. So that survey sort of prompted the teacher to decide on whether that student would be recommended for the class. US history versus AP US history, math 2 or higher, PE2, which is required. You cannot get waived out of PE2. Within PE2, students will take driver's ed for 1/4 out of the year. So that is how they get the driver's ed credit. A world language class, preferably at this point now the second world language class, but if the student has not started a world language, we highly encourage sophomores students during their sophomore year to enroll in a world language class. And then if you are a CTE student, you are required to take the second year of that course, or if you're not, then you can take an elective. So this is kind of a sample sophomore year schedule. Changes to courses. This year, we are not adding any courses for next year, and we haven't really we've taken 2 courses out, so not many changes. The first course we took out is Eagle Leaders has shifted from a class to an extracurricular activity, so there is no more a classroom component. And then engineering development and design, that course is no longer being offered. There were 2 choices for a 4th year engineering student, and now there's only 1. So they did remove that course, but everything else stays the same. There are 2 courses that require an application process. Students have been emailed about these 2 courses already. So if they are interested in journalism 1, 2, or 3, they had to have filled out an application by February 1st. Teacher's assistant, this is for seniors only. If your child is interested in being a teacher's assistant, they need to be approved by the teacher they would like to TA for by February 19th, which means they have to reach out to the teacher prior so that by February 19th, the teacher can put in the approval. So if seniors are interested in this, I encourage them to talk to the teacher they would like to TA for and start that conversation now, because some teachers do have an application process attached if they have students that are interested in TAing with them. So those are the 2 classes with an application. PE waivers, like I mentioned earlier, students do need to take 4 years of PE, but 2 years are a graduation requirement. So the other 2 years, there are some reasons, eligibility reasons why a student can get a waiver. So there's 3 of them. You can if you play 2 sports at Jones College Prep, you can qualify for a waiver. If you are taking AP Research or AP Seminar, you qualify for a waiver. And if you are enrolled in the CTE program, you qualify for a PE waiver. I often get almost every year do dance programs or outside sports programs or double AP science courses such as AP Bio or AP Physics. Can we qualify for a waiver? And you cannot. It is only those top 3 reasons why a student can get a waiver. PE waivers are available on Counselor's Corner, on the Counselor's Corner section of the website under the course scheduling tab. So if you qualify as a junior, and you're going to be a rising junior or senior, and you qualify for one of those 3 things, you can fill out a course schedule, PE waiver, and then forward that to your counselor, and we will put in another class in place of what would be PE. If for any reason you fill out a waiver and then something changes, or you drop AP seminar or something like that, then we will take that class out and put in a PE class. Computer science waiver. Juniors and seniors can qualify for a computer science waiver if they fit one of the following criteria. So if you are enrolled in the CTE program, you do not have to take computer science. You can get waived out of that program. If you are required to take a class for enrollment in a college or university, so we need very specific documentation to say that a student needs to take X course that you offer in your curriculum in order for this computer science class to be waived. I will say it's very difficult and almost has not happened at all at Jones that a student has had such a specific path in college with a college or university that a university would recommend this or provide documentation of this. But it does stand as one of the criteria. So we just want to make sure that that is shared with everyone. Students do not need to do anything for CTE students or students who qualify for either of these reasons do not need to do anything to apply. They, outside of, for the second reason, provide us documentation. We do the application for waivers with the board as the counselors. So you do not need to do anything for that. Summer school information is not available yet for summer school 2021. It should be available later in the semester. Once this information is available, the counselors will send it out to families via email, and we will also post it on our website. Teacher recommendations. Some courses require teacher recommendations, so some AP Science classes require it. Some performing arts and visual art classes require teacher recommendations. Students are highly encouraged to adhere to these recommendations. So if, for example, you are not recommended for Orchestra 2 and you haven't, because you haven't taken Orchestra 1, or you are recommended for a high level art class, or you want to take a higher level art class and you're not recommended for it, we highly encourage that students talk to their teachers about maybe what that recommendation was based on, and if they're interested in, jumping a level, really having that conversation with the teacher, because a lot of times, we find that if a teacher hasn't recommended the student, there are real reasons behind that. However, these are recommendations, so students can take the courses that they want to take as long as they meet the prerequisite. As long as you've met the prerequisite, you can take pretty much any course that you want. Teachers do make these recommendations, though, with some weight. So please, think about those recommendations, and of course, bring it up to your counselor if you are in a situation where you don't want to follow a teacher's recommendation. And we are happy to have that conversation with you to kind of figure out what's best for the student. So counselor recommendations in the sense of what should you think about when you are registering for classes. One of the biggest things that we say is think about what you're doing outside of school when registering for classes. I know some students are very, very involved in school, out of school. A lot of their time goes to their extracurricular activities or outside responsibilities. And so you don't want to overload your courses and realize that you don't actually have time to do all the work that goes into those courses. So really think about that. We do not recommend that graduation requirements be left for junior or senior year. The more you can tackle those arts and the computer science class earlier, the better it is. Reviewing your AP course syllabi online. So on the course scheduling website, there is a list of AP course syllabi on there where students can go in and see, okay, I'm interested in taking AP Psych. Let's see what the course load might be. Let's see what the class is about. You can go online and look at those documents and see kind of if you were considering one or two of them, what taking those classes together might look like. The student's mental wellness. This is extremely, extremely important. If a student, struggles with high levels of anxiety, putting them in classes that are very, very rigorous, or maybe, 3 AP classes may not be well suited for that student. And so really keep that in mind when you are selecting courses and when you're helping your student select courses. Seniors should consider that college scholarship application process is equivalent to an 8th class. It's very time consuming, especially all those essays that some students have to write due to the amount of colleges they're applying to. Really think about, it is an 8th class and maybe an 8th or 9th class for some of you, right? So definitely keep that in mind. And then senior year courses and grades do matter in the college admissions process. They will ask for a current schedule. They will ask for first quarter grades sometimes, and they will most likely ask for first semester and second semester grades. Course registration resources. We have the course handbook online under Parents Resources, Course Handbook. It's also on the Counselor's Corner page under the Course Scheduling tab of our website. I've also created a short list of courses that are available, so you don't have to go through the whole handbook to see what classes are offered. You can look at the short list, and then if you need more information, refer to the handbook for a description of the course or prerequisites for the course. All the current AP syllabi are online and the Counselor's Corner website under the course scheduling tab for you to review. How will the process work for the actual registration of classes? Current juniors will register via a course selection form beginning February 22nd. So we're doing everything via form this year due to the virtual remote nature of this school year. So we're going to be sending out a form on February 22nd to the juniors. They will fill that out. We will take some time to actually put all of those course requests in. If we see any concerns with a current junior that they're taking too many AP classes or not enough, or we're just concerned about a specific class they've registered for, that'll give us about 2 weeks before we start the sophomores to really meet with the juniors, the concerning juniors, and say, hey, have a conversation with them to sort of figure that out. And then current sophomores will register via this course selection form for them beginning March 8th. Same thing with them. We will reach out if we see anything sort of alarming or we would like to make further recommendations for that student. And then for freshmen, we'll actually register them during a freshman seminar. So we'll walk through the form with them in seminar on March 22nd and March 23rd. Parents will know and families will know what students have registered for outside of just a conversation. You will hear from us at the end of the process, in the end of April, to check student course selections. Okay, so we'll send you a login to our program that we use, and then you can just view on there. You cannot make any changes. If you want to make a change, you do have until April 30th. So we will get you that information on how to log into Sound Programming, which is our course scheduling sort of website system that we use. And we will send that out to you prior, 2 weeks or so prior to April 30th, so that you could sit down with your child and say, hey, do we want to make any changes to this? And if you do, we will accept changes via email. And the student has to email us. So the parent phone calls will not allow for a course change. We really want to hear from the student that they don't want to take a specific class or they want to take a specific class. So they could just email us and we'll honor that as much as we can. So the deadline for this year's course schedule changes are April 30th. Next year, we will resume that window, open it back up for course scheduling changes to happen beginning the 4th week of August. The 4th week of August is actually our registration week, most likely. And so we open it registration week, and then we will close these course schedule or the schedule change process on September 10th. And that is when students can no longer make changes to courses at all for the rest of the year. So we really want students to think about what classes they're taking, do the research behind it, and make sure that they're really committed to taking those courses. Because up until April 30th, I would say it's pretty easy to make course changes. But once that opens up and schedules are created, once it opens up registration week, it's based on course availability. So there may not be seats in the class that you want. There may be, there may not be. So we have had a lot of schedule change requests denied because there's just not enough space in a class. Some have been approved because it just works out. But I would not bank on, hey, let's choose this for now and then change it later. I really would stress, that April 30th deadline would most likely be, a 90% chance that the student will get the class they want if submitted by April 30th. Again, sometimes not enough students sign up for a course and therefore a class is closed. So then we move to the student's second choice. Or, there's only one section of the class and one section can only be up to, 28 students and now 40 students have signed up. Not enough for a second session. And therefore the class, some students get kicked out of that, right? So it just depends on sort of how the process goes. Everything is random. No one sits there, just so families know. And we don't sit there and choose students for, what class, or this person gets this class and this person, gets kicked out of that selection. So it's all random. That's how it works. But you will most likely find out what classes your child or you are registered for during registration week. And then diverse learners and course scheduling, we work for any students who are diverse learners. The counselors work with the case managers to register students for the right courses. Resource is a class that students with an IEP are sometimes registered for, and therefore that takes up one class period and is a non-credit course. If you want to reach out to any department chair about the classes they offer in their department, you want to find out more information, I've listed the names of the department chairs here. Please reach out to your counselor, to your child's counselor, if you need their email address or if you need to get connected with this person. We'd be happy to connect you. We encourage students to talk to their teachers about the classes in their department and what their opinions are, or if you're interested in 2 AP classes and you really want more information on those AP classes, please reach out to the teacher or the department chair for that department to get further information. And of course, you can always reach out to your counselors. We are here to help in this process. And then for questions, many of you may have some questions about some of the information I shared today. So on February 3rd, please join us for a Q&A session regarding course scheduling. We're offering a session at 8 a.m. and a session at 6 p.m. The link for the curriculum night RSVP has been emailed out to students and families. So please check your email and respond with an RSVP so that we can send you a Zoom link to our event. And if you do have any questions in the meantime, please reach out. Thank you for your attention. Have a great day.